I have a simple question for you. Can you notice the grade on these two images? In the next 12 minutes, you'll learn exactly what makes pro grades whisper and how to do it in Resolve with just 5 nodes yourself. If you don't know me, I'm Giuseppe. I started off as a broke videographer, but now I'm a full time colorist and I grade for clients worldwide. If you're new here and if you don't know what a colorist does and what a colorist is basically somebody that gets hired to do color grading on whatever was shot. Usually, you work on commercial projects, narrative projects, documentaries, and the likes. So, today, I want to talk to you about something that I see a lot of people struggling with, and this is something that I also teach my students about. Today, we will talk about overgrading. Now, I know that a lot of you are watching videos on YouTube, and I know that I'm talking to you right now. I know that you do too. Okay, you've seen the videos about the power of grading. You've seen them. You know that color grading can absolutely elevate the quality of your footage. You know that you can make things look like cinema, and we all know that. But the problem is that you are learning color grading wrong, and that's leading you to overgrading. Let's talk about a simple concept. Okay, there's essentially two types of people. You have the preset pirates and the color kings. Now, the preset pirates are the guys that usually go on YouTube looking for tutorials and they learn from tutorials, okay? They watch a few examples, they learn a few techniques, and they are told that color grading, is the fix to all their problems. And when they learn this, and when they learn that color grading is going to fix all their issues with their footage, what they do is they start to rely on grading not as a creative tool, but as a crutch. Okay. And what happens after that? When they shoot their trash footage and they think that grading is going to make it so much better, guess what happens? Their trash footage, let's draw it like this. Okay. Like this is their trash footage, doesn't become movie magic. It doesn't become that. It just becomes shiny trash because you've applied grading to it and you have overgraded the frick out of your trash footage, okay? So usually preset pirates, what they will do, they're the guys that go on YouTube looking for a quick fix and they touch color grading because of that. Okay, that's why they learn color grading. Color kings, on the other hand, which is what we all aspire to be, are the guys that, like you and me, are really interested in making the audience feel something and communicating through color grading. Okay, they know that they want to make the audience feel something. Okay, they're not here just to make the image pop, just to make it look good. I bet you've heard the saying, "Hey, bro, make the image pop." I know that you've heard it. Color Kings know that it's just not the case always. I mean, you can do that, but it's not going to be like a one fix for everything. So, what exactly is the problem? Okay, what are we talking about here? What we're talking about here today is the tendency to overgrade footage that doesn't need to be overgraded. Look at these two images. These are from a recent music video that I shot myself, since I told you like I started as a videographer and sometimes I still shoot. Okay, these are from a music video that I shot myself. And if you go, I have a video on my channel. Um, I'll have it appear right now. I have a live grading recording of me color grading the footage for the first time. You're going to see exactly how I went through this, how I got this look, which is very soft, very natural looking, which is exactly what I wanted to do for this particular music video. You'll see my strategy, you'll see everything. Now, when you look at images like these, notice something. The grade is not screaming. Okay, I know that I'm just a guy talking in front of a whiteboard, okay? If you're still here, if you have a good attention span and you're still listening, I know that you're interested in getting to know what real color grading is about. And I'm going to tell you right now. Color grading, listen. Color grading, listen, is not about screaming the loudest, okay? That's not what grading is about. Yeah, I've got the beautiful grades, sorry about that. I've got the beautiful grades, the ones that just make you pay attention. Yeah, I've done them for projects that require them. Okay. But for 90% of the time, which is what you're going to shoot and what you're going to work on, for 90% of the time, you just want a grade that enhances the vision that you had in the beginning. You don't want grading to be this crutch that you can get to once you're in post and you're like, okay, this room, I hate the way it looks. Let me change it up with grading. That's not what grading is about. If you're relying on grading to fix your mistakes this way, you're not doing yourself any favor. I'll say another thing. You're in fact harming yourself. because by doing that, what you will start to do is just overgrade. You'll start overgrading your footage, and it's gonna look really bad to everybody that sees it apart from you. For you, it's gonna look like it's the best thing you ever done to your footage. For everybody else, it's gonna seem like that because you're the one grading it. So like you don't have an impartial opinion. From anybody else's perspective, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna be like, Instagram filter, I don't really like it. They're gonna be like that. Okay, so what you want to do, what your mindset needs to be right after this video, and I'll show you how to do it in Resolve practically. Okay, I told you what your mindset should be is that color grading is not about screaming the loudest. Listen, do you even realize what color grading is? When we grade an image, the first thing that we seek to do, we want to correct it, right? Okay, so we bring exposure up. Sometimes you bring contrast up. Sometimes you bring exposure down and contrast down as well. Okay, that happens, right? We fix the white balance if it's too cold, too warm. Okay, and after that, all that comes after is creative grading, and that's where our style comes in. Okay, now do you realize? Listen to me very carefully. Do you realize that color grading essentially is an art? It's a form of art, right? Okay. What do I want to say? Color grading is an art, but it doesn't live by itself, right? You can't color grade this whiteboard, right? There's nothing to grade here. I mean, you could theoretically grade a whiteboard, but you could not grade nothing because there's nothing there to grade. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Now, since color grading is an art, okay, you want to have your style, like you want to go crazy, you can go crazy, right? But you got to realize that color grading being an art, it doesn't mean that color grading wants to draw attention to itself. And that's what a lot of people are missing. And that's what you're missing as well. Listen, you shouldn't the best tip that I can give you is this. You shouldn't look at an image and just stare at the grade. You shouldn't feel that it's graded. Do you understand? It should feel real. Okay, it should feel like if you looked at this, your eyes, you could literally see the same thing. Okay, it should look like it was captured this way, and it just looks this way 90% of the time. You can have like you can have different situations, but for 90% of what you're going to work on, this is the principle I want you to stick in your mind, right? You don't want grading to be something that screams and wants to grab attention for itself. Because remember, what we want to do as colorists, or if you're a videographer, man, what you want to do when you get to post-production and you color grade your footage, you want story over style first, and you want feeling or feelings over wow moments. Okay, you can have like the best grade in the world with so much contrast and with so much energy. You can make it pop. It can be this big wow moment, but if it doesn't match what the audience should feel, now do you remember Color Kings? They always think about making the audience feel something. If it doesn't match what the audience should feel, and this means that if your style doesn't match the story, you just ruined your footage. Do you realize color grading isn't always good? Do you realize this? Do you realize that if you don't follow these tips that I'm giving to you today, you are literally harming yourself? Like, stop wasting your time and your energy and stop doing your footage any harm. Do you realize that? Damn, man. I wish I had somebody that told me this. Listen, I'll tell you something. This is a story that I often talk about in my videos. So I was still like a videographer at this point, right? But I was learning grading because my videos sucked at the time and I wanted to get in looking better. And I had like 1 year experience in color grading, so I was actually starting to like grading itself, right? And I wanted to become a colorist. I had this client reach out to me because I was starting to network myself, like my way through, and I was starting to propose myself as a colorist because I knew a bunch of techniques by this point, right? So I had this big client, okay, and they were a production company. They had this even bigger client. Okay. So it was a big client for them. They were a big client for me. Now, I remember all that I had ever done up until that point was working on my own music videos, my own stuff, and the likes. And what I did not know is what I just told you today. I did not know this crucial, important concept, which is color grading is not about screaming the loudest. It shouldn't. Look at it like this. It's more about whispering than screaming. It needs to whisper. When you watch pro colorists, go watch the video where I grade this footage. If you watch me grade it, you'll see that I don't go about it with big changes. Like I play with the image. Yeah, that's right. You're going to see me do that. But if you really go watch the video, you'll see that I'm really, really tactical about it. I'm like, does this small increment make me feel something that I like, or does it not? Do I like it? Let's see before and after. How do I feel when I look at it? You're gonna see me do that a lot in the video. I really like, I color graded this. If you want to see a pro colorist approach it, and this looks so natural. This looks so natural. Like it doesn't. It could even like could look not even graded, right? If you want to see how a pro colorist does it, go watch my video. So I was still a videographer, right? And I wanted to become a colorist. Basically, big client with bigger client. They sent me this beautiful commercial, man, and they sent me this beautiful commercial and I just blew it. I blew it because I had no experience. Nobody told me that color grading is not about screaming the loudest, and I overgraded the commercial to its knees, man. And I brought it to it. Yeah, I color graded that commercial and completely destroyed it because all I did was push warm in the highlights, cool in the shadows. I know you see guys do it every time on YouTube. Stop doing that. And yeah, I remember because I thought that they hired me because they want to make the image look like something that the image is not. Because the power of color grading, man, I know that you've seen those videos where there's a guy and he's just like he's got the image wipe and it's a video or something, and it says like the power of color grading. And I know that you've seen those videos on YouTube, on Instagram, and it's just like a green or blue tint in the shadows. And I thought that grading was just that because I was just like you. So yeah, I really wish that somebody told me what I just told you today. I'm being real with you. It may seem like we're talking about, I don't know, stuff that doesn't matter. I mean, we're on a whiteboard. You want to see Davinci, and we're gonna go over to Davinci right now. But I can't stress this enough. Like, it's one of those concepts. I'm being real with you. It's one of those concepts that you see over and over, and I see my students struggle with. And you see it like in different forms. If you don't internalize this, it can make its way to you. You can have doubts, okay? If you don't internalize this, you're going to have so many doubts because you never know when to stop. You never know how to judge your image, right? Because you don't know how much grading should scream. You don't know, wait, am I doing enough? Does this look enough of a before and after? Like, is there a lot of difference? You go about it this way. I need to stop myself from doing that too. I mean, this stuff is insidious, man. Okay? So I see this with all my students. It all boils down to this. Color grading is not about screaming the loudest. Okay? Let's go over to DaVinci. I'll give you a bulletproof way to grade your footage really fast. It's going to be really simple. Let's go over to it right now. So we have the clip. This is the same clip, by the way. This is the same clip. This is the Rec 709 clip. I've converted the clip, as you can see. Quick conversion. I have my color space transform right here. Now, what I want to do, what I want you to do is this. This is a really simple node tree that I always do for my projects. So, saturation node, parallel right here. You can have it like this. Actually, let's make it like this. This is your node tree. Now, I have a video. If this looks complex, if you don't know how to use parallel nodes, I have a video where I talk just about that. It's called the Honest Color Grading Guide. I suggest you go watch it. I have it up here on screen right now. Now, what we want to do is label this as WB, which stands for white balance, and this is HSL. Sometimes you also need to add a tint. You can add a serial node after this one, and you can name it tint, okay? Let's say you don't want to do that. First thing I want you to tackle is the exposure, okay? You're going to go here, tackle exposure. Let's see. So I want the image to feel bright because in the music video, I want this to feel very natural looking, soft, a little dreamy. Not too much, still natural and real looking, but just a little. So if the image is too dark, I mean, you can have beautiful contrast. Like, watch me. Like, watch me transform the image into something that looks beautiful, but that doesn't make sense. Watch me. I can just do this. Yeah. Now we need to recover some detail in the blacks. Go right here, highlights, push it. It's got way more contrast, right? But it doesn't fit the narrative. Like, look at this. This looks like log in comparison, right? Now, let's go back. So what I want you to do is think about your image. I wanted this to be very, very soft. So we're going to go over with our exposure. I'm going to soften up my contrast by lifting my shadows because I wanted it to feel kind of like this. This is more than what I did in my grade, but still, it can work. After that, I want you to go and I want you to play with your white balance. There's a couple of different ways to go about it. I usually like to go this way. I'll do a separate video talking about white balance. You can also use temp and tint, or you can use lift gamma gain to white balance your image. I prefer to use linear gain most of the time. I'll explain in that what it does in another video. So you touch your white balance, okay? Do you see how small my adjustments are? After that, we go to our HSL, or we start playing with our saturation. So let's say I want to up my saturation. I'm not making this too complex. I want to up my saturation. This is looking good. Then I decide that my flowers are looking a little too saturated, right? I want to bring it down because they're too distracting from our hands. So we go right here. Let's see, does this grab the flowers? Yes, this does. But it's affecting too much of her skin tone. So I guess that the flowers are going to be right here where we see this spike, and her hands are going to be right here because they're more orange than the flowers. So I'm just grabbing this. I'm putting it right here, and we're going down a little. This is very soft. I don't want to make a ton of difference. Just needs to be enough. Let's maybe bring this a little to our left, just to protect my skin tone. This is not looking too bad. After this, if we want to, we can also add a tint. Let's see. Warm color cast. I like it. I like it. This is done. Like for me, this could very well be the grade for this clip. There's nothing wrong with this. Do you see how simple and how little I did to the image? Like all I did was push a few buttons, have good taste, and like the job almost like did itself for me. Well, that's because I know what I want to communicate to the viewer, okay? And I know that color grading is not about screaming the loudest. So my approach is not the one of the preset pirate that just goes about it wanting to make everything look beautiful and dramatic and whatever, okay? It's not that. You ask yourself, what do I want the audience to feel? What should this make you feel like? Then you grade it. And you don't go about it expecting this big wow moment, this big difference. If this works for your story, then go with it. Okay? No problem with that. Now, if you're interested, I have a couple of in-depth guides on my channel. I have a video, it's about 1 hour and a half. It's no, actually 100 minutes, so 1 hour 40, where I basically just go through a bunch of videos, movie trailers, commercials, and the likes, and I tell you how to get those looks. So if you're really interested in diving deep in color grading, I suggest you go watch that, or you can also go watch the breakdown of this video, how I did the grade for this video. Okay? God bless you. See you in the next one.